And as Susan Lee's trying to get on with the job and make the economic case, huge distraction right now with Barnaby Joyce within the coalition. Will he, won't he leave for One Nation? That's the question. What's your read on it?
Well, Kieran, Susan's sending a very important message today. We are the party of lower taxes, and we're very concerned about how the economy is going off the rails under Labor, including declining productivity, declining living standards. But from my perspective, I'm very sad to see the news about Barnaby. He is a warrior for the people he represents. He's much loved. I do hope, and there's a sliver of hope, I do hope that he might reconsider. I would love to see him stay in the coalition, because no matter what position he occupies, people listen to Barnaby. He's done an amazing job over many years, and I really want to see his voice and his presence continue in our party room.
The huge risk here is that others, that he might go and that others would follow suit. Is that your fear?
Look, I'm not going to speculate about those things. I mean, we obviously have a very big job to do to win back the faith and trust of all Australians. And as Kerry said before, when we talk about ourselves, we're not talking about the Australian people. And I think we all need to focus on fighting for the Australian people. As I say, this is a regrettable bit of news in relation to Barnaby. I do hope we can get things back on track. We've got to build a stronger coalition of both Liberal and Nationals, and that means rebuilding the faith and trust in Australians. And that's a big job, because we've had the worst loss, at least the Liberals have, in 81 years. So we don't underestimate the enormity of the task.
On the events in your home state of Victoria, the clashes with police at the weekend, quite shocking developments. What's the latest in terms of the community sentiment about safety or lack of in Melbourne?
Kieran, I think so many Victorians are concerned about community safety, particularly in Melbourne, and I am horrified that the Victorian Labor Premier, Jacinta Allan, said today again that the streets of Melbourne are safe. They are not safe, and they will continue not to be safe under Labor when it sits on its hands and it does not do what it should do and implement urgent laws to, of course, control protests. It's rejected Jack's Law, which is all about combating knife crime on our streets. And, of course, Brad Batten has a very strong platform, including break bail, go to jail. And this Premier is completely out of her depth. What happened to Victoria Police yesterday is disgraceful. Police and the Commander Cheeseman made it very clear these were left-wing activists hurling bottles and bricks at police. Some police were injured. This is unacceptable. And under the protest registration system that Brad Batten and the Victorian opposition have put forward, I want to see no more protests in the CBD, because so many businesses are suffering, and that needs to be something that we take very seriously. They need to be considered on a case-by-case basis, but when there is evidence of violence or when there is risk to community safety, there should be no protests in the CBD.
This, obviously we're out of time today, but I think it's something that we will be discussing over many months in the lead up to the next election. This is a central and will be a key issue heading into that Victorian election not that far away. Sarah Henderson, thank you. I appreciate your time.